In this video, I want to discuss what's been going on with Davy Stockbrokers and its implications for all of us. Sadly, this is a story that we in Ireland have become used to. It's a story about
greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
There are a lot of aspects to this transaction which I would like to deal with separately. So for now, please enjoy this video and I hope to follow up with more insights again soon. In this section, we are going to take a look at some of the big boss men in Davy and their form in the book over the last 30 years. Let's first go back to 1988. Bank of Ireland had just bought a 90% share in Davy Stockbrokers. This was a huge windfall for the four remaining 10% shareholders, two of whom who are still actively involved with Davy today, Tony Garrihy and Kieran McLaughlin. Once the Bank of Ireland deal was done, the Davy boys were left in charge to run things their way. Within a few years, the firm was thrown into chaos over its handling of the sale of government shares in Greencore. This is when McLaughlin first came to public attention. The Dublin and London Stock Exchange launched an inquiry into Davy's handling of the sale of the government-owned shares in Greencore. McLaughlin was the head of the team that handled the sale. He was basically in charge of the whole thing. It was eventually found out that the top Davy boyos had actually bought some of the shares that they were supposed to sell. Even Bertie wasn't too pleased at the time. Bertie probably said it best. He said, "You cannot sell to yourself, and it appears to me that it got as near selling to yourself in this case as to make me very unhappy." Okay, let's fast forward to 1999. Our boyo Kieran McLaughlin is in the news again. He's only gone and got caught up in the Moriarty Tribunal. McLaughlin is found to have been involved in the Ansbacher account scandal. Basically what this means is he set up a load of secret accounts in Liechtenstein to avoid tax. He resigned from Davy because of this. Now, when McLaughlin said he resigned in 1999, he didn't really mean it. You can't really take anything this fella says for granted. He resigned from the position as joint CEO of the firm, but he did stay on to act the Billy Big Balls as chairman of the board for the next 20 years. So as McLaughlin stepped away from the limelight, the next dipshit was ready and waiting to create an even bigger mess. The new sheriff in town was Big Boss Tony Garrihy. Back then, Tony Garrihy must have thought he had the game by the absolute bollocks. He had found a bulletproof recipe for success. Leverage. Contracts for difference. More leverage. Tony actively promoted a popular scheme for senior Davy employees to use their bonuses to buy shares in its ultimate parent, Bank of Ireland.
And it's gone!
Look, I get it. We all made mistakes during the boom years. Every one of us got greedy. I honestly hold no grudges for it, so long as we learn from our wicked ways and promise to be good next time. I think Davy did do a good job of getting rid of all their bad apples. Sure, look, they subsequently appointed Brian McKiernan as their CEO. He's a real straight shooter. Let's see what he has to say.
The most important thing we do today for our clients is help them understand what they want to get out of life and ensure that their financial assets help them get there. After the crash, we saw the opportunity and indeed the responsibility to take a leadership position and build an investment process that was more structured and more robust than anything else in the marketplace. Well, I think we've huge responsibility. I mean, in a world where it's really difficult to build financial assets, our clients are entrusting us with money that they've taken a lifetime to accumulate. And our job is to make sure that we look after that money well and give them confidence in their financial future and indeed in their family's future.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.